Hi everyone, in this video I'll be talking about the carbohydrates. What are the type of carbohydrates and the importance of the carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are the most abundant biomolecules on earth. It's made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Sometimes it contains sulfur, phosphorus, but normally it contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They are the body's main source of energy, especially for the brain and muscles. The empirical formula of the carbohydrate is CH2O. Now, the types of carbohydrates. There are different categorization for the carbohydrates. In here, I will be talking about the categorization based on the number of units they have. So, some other categorizations they have based on the aldehyde group and the ketone group. So, it's like aldoses and ketoses. I'll be talking about that categorization later in a separate video. Here, today I'll be talking about the types of carbohydrate based on the number of units they have. Based on the number of units, there are three types of carbohydrate: monosaccharides, disaccharides and polysaccharides. The first one is monosaccharide. Monosaccharides also call it as simple sugars. It's considered a building blocks of all the carbohydrates. Example for the monosaccharides are glucose, fructose and galactose. We can find glucose in the blood sugar. Fructose are present in the fruits like mangoes, pineapples, the every fruits. Normally we can find fructoses. Galactose are present in the milk. These are the chemical structures of these glucose, fructose and galactose. The most important fact is they are absorbed directly into the bloodstream for quick energy. Normally we know the athletics normally they are taking glucose as a powder for the quick energy. This is the second type, disaccharides. Disaccharides are formed when two monosaccharides are joined together. It contains two subunits. Examples for the disaccharides are sucrose, lactose and maltose. Sucrose consists with glucose and fructose. These are monosaccharides. All of these are monosaccharides. Day-to-day life we can find sucrose in the sugar. The lactose. Lactose consists with two monosaccharides, glucose and galactose. In day-to-day life we can find lactose in the milk. The maltose is consisted with two glucose molecules. Normally, in day-to-day life, we can find in germinated grain. So, the most important fact is it cannot be absorbed in a disaccharide way. Like, we can't absorb disaccharide molecules as it is. So, we need to broken down into monosaccharides and then we can absorb. These are the chemical structure of these disaccharides. This is sucrose, this is lactose, this is maltose. Structures are quite big complex. So the body cannot absorb this disaccharide as it is. So that's why it should be broken down into monosaccharide and absorbed. The third type is polysaccharide. The monosaccharide units are linked together to form polysaccharide. So it has long chains. So for the examples of the polysaccharides are starch, glycogen and cellulose. We can find starch in the rice, potatoes and bread. It's a main energy storage form in the plant. The glycogen is the storage form of the glucose in animals and humans. For us also, the storage form of glucose is glycogen. Cellulose, it's a kind of fiber we can find in the plant cell walls. So, these are the chemical structures of polysaccharide. This is the starch structure, cellulose structure and the glycogen structure. Overall, we can see these chemical structures are quite bit complex. Now, I'll be talking about the biological importance of the carbohydrate. First fact is source of energy. Carbohydrate is the primary and the most efficient energy source in the living organisms. The other thing is it can be broken down quickly and act as an immediate energy source. So the other thing is It is essential for maintaining the metabolic functions and as well as the cellular activities. The other thing is, the second one is energy storing function. In the plants, energy stored as in the plants, energy stored in the starch. Humans and the animals energy stored in the form of glycogen. Energy stored in the form of glycogen. The structural functions, we can find cellulose, it's a polysaccharide, in the plant cell wall. The other thing is chitin. Chitin also it's also a polysaccharide. We can find chitin in the arthropods exoskeleton. And the other thing is, these carbohydrates are very important for maintaining the cellular integrity. Carbohydrates act as an important intermediate in metabolic pathways, especially glucose. It acts as a central compound in many metabolic pathways, like metabolic pathways like glycolysis, Krebs cycles, and gluconeogenesis. Actually, we will be talking about these pathways later in detail. For the moment, just remember these carbohydrates, especially glucose, act as an important intermediate in metabolic pathways. This fact is about immunologically significant role. Especially carbohydrate involved in cell surface interaction, immunocell signaling, and pathogen identification. Important component of nucleotides. There are two types of nucleotides, DNA and RNA. These both nucleotide, it contained ribose sugar. Sugar are a type of carbohydrate. So in the nucleotides as well, so it played a vital role. Hope this video will be very helpful for your studies. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel.